The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X race in sales may be closer than most people think. Stay with me. There is an article on Metro UK that talks about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X in the UK and the sales. Now, it says that the PS5 is comfortably the market leader in the UK, with sales up 25% over 2020 so far in 2021. However, if you dig a little bit deeper into this article, the news all around isn't quite what it seems. So I'm going to go through this article and then we're going to talk about it. It says all three console formats are performing well in the UK at the moment despite stock issues, with over 1 million sold overall in 2021. 7 months after the start of a new generation of consoles, you'd expect the new formats to have taken over from the old in terms of sales. But that was never guaranteed given the stock issues suffered by both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Nevertheless, GamesIndustry.biz editor Christopher Dring has revealed on Twitter that the PlayStation 5 is comfortably outselling all other consoles at the moment. As usual, there are no sales figures, but he states that the Nintendo Switch is in second place and the Xbox Series X and S are snapping at its heels. Overall sales for all video game consoles have already hit 1 million in 2021, a 25% increase over last year, all of which suggest business is very healthy for all three formats. However, it's still impossible to tell how sales would be going if the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were both easily available. The Xbox Series S is supply constrained, but relatively easy to pick up if you want it. Neither Sony or Microsoft like to talk about such things, but it's believed that Sony has ensured it has priority at factories and component suppliers, meaning that there are more PlayStation 5s in the world and in the UK than the Xbox Series X. Although PlayStation is usually dominant, the UK is traditionally the second strongest Xbox market in the world, after the US, and the weakest for Nintendo. What that would mean, if all things were equal, is hard to say though, especially as Microsoft has not yet released any first-party games for its new console. What is clear though, is that all three console manufacturers continue to do well and may each end up as the market leader at different points during the current generation. So clearly, I think based on this information, the PlayStation 5 is healthy and the market leader with sales of at least 2-to-1 over the Xbox Series X and S. However, again, when you look a little bit deeper, all three of these console sales are up by at least 20% over 2020, and the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S is biting at the heels of the Nintendo Switch month to month for that number 2 spot in that pivotal market, the UK, which is one of the strongest markets for Xbox and PlayStation. I think another thing that's important to remember is that the Xbox first party hasn't released its games yet into Game Pass. Halo hasn't released. You have Bethesda games coming. So tons of big games coming. Starfield, that's another one. Once those games release, they should drive adoption of the console even more. So if the console, the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, is doing well right now, keeping up with the Nintendo Switch, fighting for that second place spot, things bode very well in the future when their first party games start to hit. However, remember, PlayStation first party games will hit also. They released 2 so far, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart and Returnal. Both have done extremely well. Returnal so well that Sony acquired Housemarque, and they are now a first party studio for PlayStation. So overall, I think even though PlayStation is the dominant choice for most console gamers in the market, the Xbox is doing extremely well, and that $299 Xbox Series S is doing its job. Let me know what you think in the comments section below about this article. I'll link it. Think about liking and subscribing and sharing this video out on your favorite social media platform of choice. Do you think first place will switch hands multiple times this generation in the UK month to month, or will the PlayStation 5 remain dominant? Like, subscribe, share out. I'll see you in the next video.